Hey survivors, welcome back to the Apocalypse Post. I'm Makeshift, your host. Today I've got a very special Wasteland edition of the Apocalypse Post because I'm here on site. Wasteland's about to happen. Those are the gates behind me. It's happening. All right, so in this episode, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my trip. I'm gonna tell you how you can get some Apocalypse Post swag here on site. And I've got a few very important things to tell you about Wasteland. That's all coming up once we get started. But first, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you never miss a future Apocalypse Post episode. All right, first up, my road trip was great. It took about 3.5 days to get here from Nashville to California City, or I guess technically we're in North Edwards here. The site is looking beautiful. The weather is great, which is gonna have its repercussions. I'll tell you about that later. But so far, the weather's been really good to the build crew. Because it's only getting to about 85. It's still pretty hot, but they're able to work all day and not be completely dragging by the end, and spirits are really high. So far, the build's going really well. Everything seems to be about a day ahead of schedule, and no one's trying to jinx that, but things are looking great, and I think they're gonna have it all ready for you when you get here. My road trip was awesome. I took Route 40, which, if you didn't know, Route 40 kind of zigzags along with Route 66 for a lot of its trip out to California, and so when you take the exits, you can actually see some of the old Route 66 stuff. There's a bunch of like half-abandoned towns. You can find a lot of abandoned buildings. There's just a lot of really cool stuff to find, like old gas stations, old hotels, this stuff that's falling apart, and a lot of it's just really neat. So it kind of gives you that retro post-apocalypse feel when you're in some of these cities that are just dying because no one's going there anymore.
Oh man, I tried to get back there to get him. All right, it was just a turtle crossing the road. I managed to avoid him. He went under the middle of my wheels, and I stopped. And I ran back, and it was too late. I got there just in time to see him destroyed by a truck. Oh, poor little turtle friend.
Whoa, check out this place, guys. Raiders definitely live here. I was just driving along on an exit off of Route 40 in Elk City, Oklahoma, and I happened upon this abandoned motel that looked right out of Fallout. It definitely looks like there's some people living here, so I'm not going to stick around too long. But it is dilapidated. The pool's been filled in. All the doors are broken in. There's a bunch of broken glass. This would definitely be where you would find a safe with some caps and ammo in it. Pool closed for winter, for nuclear winter, because this place has gone through the apocalypse. Apartment for rent. There's a bunch of tools around. I think they were going to try to fix this place up, which is kind of crazy. I'm hitting the road, see what my next stop. Don't even pretend you don't know that your water tower's falling down. Holy shit, that thing's like halfway on its side. You might not be able to tell because I'm on the wrong side of it. But from the freeway, this thing's like scary. Anyway, on the horizon, I've got my first thunderstorm coming up, and this is where I hit probably the worst storm I've ever driven through. Actually, every worst storm I've ever driven through has been in Texas. So that's pretty wild. We're gonna go through another one. Hopefully it's not too bad. I also had this one spot in California that I knew had a really dark sky, and I've been waiting to stop there for so long, years. And I finally get to stop there and look at the stars. And when you don't live in California, you forget that you can just look up and see all the stars at night, including the Milky Way, with your bare eyes. So if you guys are coming from out of state and you're not used to it, the desert is beautiful because there's very low humidity in the sky. Not right now, you can see the clouds up there, but by the time nighttime rolls around, it's usually pretty darn clear. So make sure you look up, see the stars, because it's absolutely gorgeous. For the first time ever, I've got some Apocalypse Post gear for sale here at Wasteland Weekend. I've partnered up with Carl B. Now, if you don't know Carl, he's one of the original founders of Wasteland Weekend. He still has a store in Bartertown, and he has offered up a space where I can put Apocalypse Post gear for you guys to buy. This is a lot of the same stuff that I have available on the website, but I'll be offering both the Apocalypse Festival's map poster and all the postcards at a discount from the website because Wasteland. And then I've also got the Apocabob pins and the Apocabob postcards available too. So those are here. And this is really like one of the only ways that I can fundraise for the show. So if you really enjoy the Apocalypse Post and you like the stuff, consider supporting by just buying something. It was also really cool to make this really cool box to hold it all in. I got to use a bunch of scrap wood I had laying around, and then I get to paint with fire. Check out this video. I'm really excited about this. I cannot tell you how happy this makes me. right when I got here on site. A guy comes over and he says, hey, I got something for you. And I haven't met him yet. So I'm like, what would you have for me? And it turns out this is Skag from the Canadian invasion. We have people come in from all around the world. So these guys come in from Canada. I think it's like a 2 or 3 day drive for them, but he comes over with this. Check it out. It's got my name on it. And I'm like, what is this? I can't even get it. I can't even get it out. Check this out. Holy shit. Look at it. It's so cool. It's made of steel. It's got the letters cut out and recessed. It's like the cap. It's like the Apocalypse Post cap. He just made it for me. Thank you, Skag. Check it out. He's doing this. He's doing the metalwork thing. I don't think he's got a website yet, but keep an eye out for it. And Skag, if you watch this episode, put the link down in the comments because, dude, this is the coolest thing. So I'm gonna hang this on the Dukes of the Nuke Tower. You can find it there. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so excited about this sign. And some bad news. Speaking of the Dukes of the Nuke Tower, our iconic 10-year-old sign, the Dukes of the Nuke sign, made by Marcus, who was one of the founding members of the Dukes of the Nuke, it's been destroyed. It got run over by a forklift. The very forklift that was trying to retrieve it from its storage area ran it over and destroyed it. So we don't have a sign. At least we don't have that sign. But what's happened is really cool. A lot of the Wasteland community has come together and they've offered up different letters and different pieces of metal. So we're gonna try to fabricate a sign here on site. It won't be the original Dukes of the Nuke sign, but it might be something better. Okay guys, here's 3 things that you need to know about this year at Wasteland Weekend. First thing, it is the 10th year of Wasteland. This is the decade, the Deca Memorial, the Decathon. The Dickathon. It's probably gonna be more the Dickathon than the Decathon. Is that even a word? I don't know. I just make up shit, okay? So this is the 10th year, and Jared, who's one of the Wasteland Weekend founders and co-owners, he put up a fairly cryptic message that says that the 10th year may be the last in a certain era. So he's kind of called upon all Wastelanders to appreciate Wasteland as it was and is this year. I don't know what next year is gonna hold, but it's kind of exciting and a little bit worrying, but mostly exciting. Who knows? I mean, the whole idea of Wasteland is that it grows. Wasteland the first year was around 300, 350 people. The next year doubled that. The next year almost doubled that. And we've grown to about 4,000 people. So over 10 years, Wasteland has just continually changed and adapted and grown, and that's been really exciting to watch. So whatever comes next, I'm excited to see what it is. So as Wasteland Weekend is about to go through whatever mutations are gonna happen over the next year to event number 11, it's just a call on us all to appreciate what we have and what we've built together as a community. So soak it in, guys, because this year we blow it up. I like it. Okay, we'll go with that. Number 2, this is the first year in several, I think since maybe the first few events, it's gonna be a new moon, which is pretty rad because it means the sky is gonna be dark at night. So normally we have a full moon, it kind of lights up the ground and you can see where you're walking at night, whether there's lights on or not. But this year, the sky is really dark, I promise. So if you have a headlamp that you haven't pulled out in a couple years, this is gonna be the year that you're gonna want a little something to keep an eye on the ground. Also, just having a flashlight in your pocket may make things a little bit easier. So that's something to consider. It's gonna be a lot darker this year. But luckily, over the last few years, Wasteland City itself has gotten super bright at night, only because all the tribes, they bring lights, they light it up like it's a city, and it's absolutely incredible. So, don't they know I'm trying to film over here? Here's number 3, it's gonna be cooler weather this year. So it makes it really great during the day. But it's gonna be cooler this year. So we're looking at tops of like 85 to 90. But there's gonna be a couple nights that get down really cold. Now, when it gets down below 65, it actually gets chilly, you'll have to layer up. If it gets down below 55, which I think it's gonna kiss 55 one night, it can be downright cold, especially with a little bit of wind. So bring extra blankets, bring extra layers to your costume so that you can bundle up a little bit at night. There's gonna be a lot of great campfires to hang around to keep warm. And unlike last year where it was like fire stay away because it was still freaking hot at night, this year I think the fire is gonna come into really good play. And it's just gonna have that extra Wasteland feel. The guys making noise and interrupting over here, that's Dauntless Express, and you guys gotta check this out. So they have this trailer that is always overloaded. Not overloaded like technically, but it's just they have a lot of weight on it. They bring a whole camp on this trailer. It's actually incredible. And they came all the way down from Oregon with this trailer having no problem. I saw that. They came all the way down from Oregon, towing this trailer, having no problems, doing really great until they get to Rosewood Boulevard, which is the last road you take off of California City Boulevard to get here. I think it was the last bump, their trailer broke. The actual like support beam that connects the coupling of the truck to the trailer itself just snapped right off, and they were dragging it when they pulled in.
Lady here from Dauntless Express Corps, after leaving a trail of woe and despair across the wasteland from Oregon to California City. We got in last night, got a good night's sleep. I thought, you know, the fun is over, but no! Wait, there's more. As we're coming onto our hallowed land, the centerpiece ripped away from the bottom of the trailer. So, adventure. We've got some fabricating to do, but at least we're here. Wasteland.
There's enough black thumbs here on site that they will be patched up and ready to go for their trip back up north. All right, guys, get amped up because in a few days, we're gonna have more tribes than ever, more people than ever. The plot of Wasteland Weekend is gonna be bigger than ever. They put down more roads, there's gonna be more buildings, the command center is freaking huge. They have a brand new tent coming for the Wasteland Theater, so that's gonna go up. The band lineup, the live show lineup, it kind of feels like the best of from all of Wasteland Weekend. All the best bands that have ever played Wasteland are playing this year, including Attack, the frickin' unofficial house band. You got Cage 9 coming. Yeah, Three Teeth is playing. Dead Animal Assembly Plant, Jason Charles Miller, Aesthetic Meat Front. And if you guys have not seen Aesthetic Meat Front, go with an open mind. Be a part of it. It's a ceremony of death and pain. Have you been to a sound bath, you hippies? It's a sound bloodbath. Be warned, there will be blood. Guys, there is so much official and unofficial entertainment happening this year. You are never gonna be bored. And because it's not gonna be too hot during the day, there's gonna be so much more that you can do without physically exhausting yourself. So get ready, start hydrating, get pumped, because this year is gonna be an atomic blast. All right, guys, that's it. I'm super excited. I'm just gonna go start building. The Dukes of the Nuke are gonna get here today. We're gonna build up our camp. We're gonna get things ready. Come visit. And if you guys see me around town, don't forget to stop and say hi. Actually, if you wanna be in a video, just let me know, because I always need sound bites. And I've got special Apocalypse Post caps that I'm giving out to whoever shows up until they run out. All right, guys, that's it for this episode. I'm gonna go Wasteland. Like this video, comment, and I'll see you guys here. Stay alive. How'd I do?